Looks like you got a buzzer problem there, Jesse, bro. You didn't buzz in fast enough. Alright. So we're gonna be playing Blitz challenges with viewers. Looks like, unfortunately. Again. Let me see what's up, guys. So welcome. Agent Zebra. My button didn't work. I buzzed in first. Alright. Play puzzles. Puzzle streak. Oh, that was so hard. Yeah. First one. Alright, so, what are we doing here, anyway? What are we doing here? Oh, no, Astabate's favorite tactic. Yes. Jesse brought Astabate here on time. It's, 12:45. This is my preferred start time on Fridays. I don't know, guys. No viewers for this analysis stream. I might have to change it or something. Yesterday's stream was just not enough viewers. I mean, I have like 10 viewers. It almost doesn't have a sense to do it. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to rethink what we're doing here. Anyways, Blitz is always a bit more popular. I'm just trying to make my brain awake. Make my brain awake, please. How does this work? Can you make my brain awake? Oh no, Alan McQueen. Alright. Mouse slip. That's the worst when you lose your like 100 game puzzle streak because you did a mouse slip. It's probably the most common reason why people mess up these things. I played Queen F1 instead of obviously Queen G1. I'll be honest though, I didn't see the solution. I still don't see the solution. It's weird. Oh yeah, because Queen F1. Okay, I saw the solution, but I didn't understand how it worked. Okay, Queen F1 wins a piece. Alright, I don't know if that was a mouse slip or like I was reversing the moves in my mind. Anyway, 7 game streak, that's a really big one. Hourly Arena? Hourly Rapid Arena? What's my rapid rating? Ooh, there's 9 minutes left. Schlepso. You get these people out there. Knight Rucksack, Castling in Chaos. Savannah. Promoted Pawn. I got promoted pawn. Promoted a pawn. Oh no. No, don't do that. CA. Oh no. No. Why is my rating so crap? 2567? That's my other Smurf account. Bishop B4 check. Where should I put my king? Yeah, this guy has some issues with being overconfident. Maybe he's not overconfident, maybe he doesn't know how to use his time. But he's definitely playing the wrong time control. You're 1400 and you don't use time in a 10-0 game against a much higher rated player. Bro, why you don't use time? Why don't you play like 2-0 or something? Let's think about it. If the average game is like 40 minutes long, right? 40 minutes. 40 moves long. You have 10 minutes. That's 25 seconds per move. Or no? Okay, let's see. 10 minutes is 600. 600 seconds. Divided by 40. Okay, 15 seconds per move. Still. You got 15 seconds per move. Why are you making all your moves in like 2 seconds? It doesn't make a ton of sense. It's 2 a.m. and on call. You're on. You're telling me you're an oncologist? He's an oncologist. Well, it's a good thing you don't have like too much ICE rioting in Hawaii, probably. I get a 1400. Sometimes when you jump into an hourly arena at the last second, you tend to get these people. They're like not stream snipers, but they're just like tournament snipers. They wait for someone high rated to join, and they jump in and like they jump them. Was 19G7 good? There was a problem with Knight H7. Knight G7, Rook G7, Queen F6. I only win a pawn. And then he has Rook takes G2. And Queen H8 check doesn't work because... I mean, maybe it does, actually. But I wasn't sure about Queen H8 check, Bishop F8, Bishop H6. It's kind of complicated. Castles. I don't know. But I think it was a case of, you know, going to the casino and... Oh, you have a defense there? No. It was a case of cashing in your chips a little too early there, Chesty bro. No need to cash in the chips so early. Alright, I gained 0.0 rating points. Yes. Well, anyway, that was fun. Hi, we consider you as a strong player. Will you join my team? That's so annoying, dude. These people just see random strong players and like invite them. Like, you've been watching my stream, dude. I don't think so. I hate that, spamming you for joining. No one joins my team. So, alright, they just see a high rated player and they like spam you. That sucks. You have to join if they compliment you. I'm just another high rated player. They just want to use me. I love the stupid blogs, man. Engaging healthily with chess. An acceptance and commitment therapist's guide. All right. Whatever. Yeah. That's going to be very well appreciated here. Oh no. I'm sorry. Sorry, I just get these people constantly spamming me with team requests, so what's up, guys? You going to challenge me? No. You're on call. Astrobai's on call at... Actually, you're both from Hawaii. Did you know that Astrobait lives with lives with Higgins on Master... What's his name? Master, what's the guy's name? Thomas Masters' estate. Yeah, see, I don't have dementia. Magnum. Yeah, Astrobait is like Magnum. He lives on the estate. He's like the fix-it guy on the estate. He's the boys. He takes care of the boys. For Higgins. He's like the dog manager. But they don't really live in Hawaii. They live in Vegas. But they have an estate in Vegas where Astrobait is the dog manager. He doesn't have enough time for private investigation these days. Death roll mops. Has tip 678. Where's the challenge? Roll mops are pickled herring. It turns out that I have very, very readily available to me, professional German translators. And it was very easy for me to decipher what roll mops are. Roll mops are pickled herring, and if it's a gobbled roll mops, it's like pickled herring on a fork. So it's like a fish on a fork, basically. Very nice. Thanks for the donation from Death Roll Mops. Dead Roll Mops. Are we gonna get some challenges? We're up to 6. Sorry, I get it now. We're up to 456.78. Asterbait, you love that game. Remember, we played with the numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He did a tricky there. He made it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you, Roll Mops. Where is everybody? Let's get some challenges. Come on. I've only got 2 hours. We only have 2 hours. Friday is a short stream. You know, I have limited. One coffee like only gives me enough energy to play like 2 hours, and then I become like an old man again. Honestly, I've been playing Red Dead Redemption in my spare time. We should definitely do some Red Dead Redemption streams. So rather than just play poker all the time, I'm hunting animals now. And I like killing animals on Red Dead Redemption. I've got a new rifle. It's pretty... I had to save a lot of money. I had to play a lot of poker to save up for this. Like, seriously. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption, and I had to play for like a week and a half to save up the money for a new rifle. So I could go around like killing animals and shit. But since they're not real animals, I don't feel bad, you know? I mean, should I feel bad about killing like a virtual deer? I don't feel bad. Is that normal? Do you think morally, like, is it morally wrong to kill virtual deers and stuff like that? Gobble Roll Mops challenge. Tell me, is it morally wrong to kill virtual animals? I'm going to play blindfolded. E4. Wait. I'm just peeking. E4. C5. Okay. I need to get like the voice activated moves so that I can play blindfolded. Knight F3. Master. You must virtually eat them. Well, I virtually sell their meat. So I virtually sell the meat. And so that's how I got a new... Well, between selling meat... Okay, I didn't just win at poker. I also... Reduced so welcome. So it wasn't just poker. I also... It was a combination of playing poker and mostly killing animals and selling their meat. I upgraded my rifle. Alright. Important stuff. This move always perplexed me when I was playing this game in Ingen. And I'm still perplexed. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I think he's playing this right. Gobble mop roll. Roller mop. Reduce the challenge in me. Okay, so now... Well, now we have a different story, right? It's a different kind of Nidorf. It's not a Nidorf. It's a non-Nidorf Nidorf. I think he had knight takes e4, but I don't remember. Last move. He likes to do this. It's not Geller approved. It's been a while. Okay. So, I can take and play knight f5. Or I can play knight f5, but the problems remain the same. e5 actually looks like a kind of reasonable move. Shit, man. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, I don't really like my options here. This is unfair. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And good for you. That's not fair. Why is Gavel Molrops? Why is Gavel Molrops so fucking good? 1855, 1933. Are those like intentional years? It's awfully coincidental that the last two numbers in both of his ratings are the same. 55 and 33. If that's not a conspiracy theory, I don't know what is. It's one of those... Remember when Troll on a Roll used to stream, or play on a stream? And his ratings were always like... always the same. There's a huge problem with my D4 square. I guess we'll have to play around it. We could live with that, right? Just one minor issue. What's one little issue? Maybe I castle first. There's a novel idea. Oh, he challenged me to 5 plus 5. This is the maximum increment. By the way, X has to be between 1 and 5. The increment can't be larger than the base time in my Friday stream world. Reduce your back. Yesterday you said you were watching on YouTube, but you couldn't log into your Twitch account. Nice to see you back. We didn't have many viewers. I mean, I had 9 viewers. It's embarrassing. If I'm going to be in single-digit viewers, I'm not going to stream, guys. So you're going to have to get your friends involved. And Jesse, you're going to have to be here more often. I'm sorry. I don't care if you have to work, but it's just not going to fly, this not being here stuff. I guess it has to do with the time frame. Okay, I understand. You're on American time. Wait a minute. Why am I doing this? I'm bettering my freaking pawn structure. But his knight is very active on e5. Active. So it's kind of a scary position. The black player is pretty damn good, if you ask me. I should do more streams that are US time facing. You know, so either earlier or later. Later is going to have to be my choice. I should probably stream late night so that we can... generally speaking, like, I haven't been able to do late night streams because my kids have to go to school and stuff, and I'll keep them awake if they can hear me. They're not that far away. So... But now that they're older, it's not as much of an issue. They stay up pretty late themselves anyway. Should be 5. He has Queen G5. How's your pawn structure doing? Good? Hole mops. Rodmir hole mops. So, alright, I've almost equalized the time situation. I like this knight, though. He's, very well placed. Hello, I can go here. which is better. Oh look, I'm attacking a pawn. The plane. It's funny that South Park portrays J.D. Vance as the tattoo from Fantasy Island. Oh no. He did not see it. Oh no. The plane. The plane is here. Gobble roll mops. You dropped the guard of f6. Now you need your knight back on h7 to guard f6. I wonder about his e5 move. You know, my opening was a scam. I know it's a scam. I never played bishop g5. I always detested that move. It's not really a standard line against the Skaveningen. But it's hard for black to play and not like transpose to the Najdorf or something. There has to be a very specific move order. I think his move order was actually correct. The optimal move order for black is like bishop g5, bishop e7, followed by h6. I believe. Or the other way around. Maybe h6, bishop h4, followed by bishop e7, but it doesn't matter. And every time I played it for black, there'd always be some issue. You know, I'd be like, I can't avoid transposing to the Najdorf. It seemed like. Black is done. Put a gobble in him. Gobble. Put a gobble in him. Gobble gobble. Oh no. Check. Well, now I can doppelganger. You have a nasty little trick there. Naughty, naughty. So I have to be very careful where I go. Wow. So queen e2. This is the key. Is that really my best move? Why not knight e7 check? Knight e7 check, king h8. This looks good too. Probably not as good. You're a has-good. Gobble mops. Check. Check. Roll mops. Check. We can check the opening because I don't like the way I played it. I think black has knight takes e4. I had the game in the US Open once against this guy who was like 2100. Years and million years ago. It was like forever ago. I think it was, I don't know when it was. It could have been 2004. Philadelphia. No. Well, no, way older. 94? Yeah, 94. Jesus. It was 1994 US Open, now I remember. So I was like 2350 USCF at the time. So drawing a 2100 wasn't good. Oh, roll mops. Roll mopples. Why don't we just not and say we did? Well, I'm curious about this opening, if it was bad. Probably was bad what I did. Yesterday I was playing 5+3 on my phone, which I hadn't done in a long time, but I thought, okay, let's try it. And actually, if you're playing anonymously, it's actually better than the faster time controls. People are a little more thoughtful. And I don't think they cheat. I don't think the cheating is any more actually rampant than in faster 5.0, or the quality was a little better. Quality is job one. That's Ford fired the guy for like calling Trump a pedophile protector. Then some U.S. senator just said he'll call him that. He can't get fired by Ford. Fuck Ford. So, alright. I never liked Ford. Ford is like the worst U.S. car. My dad was a car expert. The worst U.S. made car. Ford sucks. So anyway, I would never buy a Ford. Fuck them. Okay, let's take a look at the opening. Wow, perfect game by Sladgy. Check this out. Sladgy perfect game. No. I made an accuracy. You were better at one moment. Wow. Well, I didn't understand what my mistake was. Where's my mistake? Well, later, apparently, King B1 was an inaccuracy. Come on. Clearly, there's an accuracy here. You're better by a half a pawn at move 14. So, this move is not considered great. But it's really not bad, you know. Bishop E7, F4, H6. And now the question is... I think that oh, look, Paco Cuenca. Why do they call him Paco? No, Pepe. Sorry, it's not Paco. It's Pepe. Yeah, that's right. Pepe Cuenca. Tio Pepe. Pepe Cuenca has played this twice when he was 2408. All right. So I played knight takes c4. As did Formanek back in 1976. So this move is overrated. So knight takes c4, yeah, this is like what happened in my game against the guy in the US Open. Something like bishop c7. Check this out. Knight e3, bishop takes d6. The white is slightly better. I couldn't win, you know, with black. So it's interesting. 99% of knight takes e4 tactics don't work. No, Paco is a common Spanish nickname for Frank. But I forgot it's not Paco Cuenca, it's Pepe. And Pepe is, I guess, short for Francisco. Pepe the Frog. So bishop h4 is okay. And so this variation is actually... Again, where a lot of people tend to like transpose to the Najdorf and not know what they're doing. I was always frustrated. I don't know what black's supposed to play. You know, castles. You know, there's also tempting moves like g5. See this even happen in the game in Australia. But none of these moves seem to work for black. Knight c6 has got to be a transposition to like that's got to be a transposition to a rouser. You know, so it's like, what is black supposed to do? The computer wants to transpose to the rousers, to the Najdorf. There's no better move. You could play h6 first. If Kojal played it, it must be good. h6 first, bishop e3. Maybe. Anyway, it's interesting. Okay, so I didn't do anything wrong. This is the computer's #1 move. That's interesting. This has all been played before. And then taking on a6 is gross. So you play castles, and now this position has never been reached in an OTB game. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. She gave me her... You know what's disgusting? The... Machado from Venezuela giving Donald Trump. What's more disgusting than giving Donald Trump? Any leader that gave Donald Trump their Nobel Peace Prize, I'm sorry. If it was like giving it to someone else, I would accept it. But giving it to Donald Trump, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. How can you do that? How do you have no self-respect? So, nah. E5 is the engine #1 move. This is a brilliancy, brah. Check that out. Lee chess, E5, double, triple exclam. This move gets triple exclam. Emery Tate style. Look at the statistical outlier there. Bro. How do you know that? E5 is a super move. It looks like, wow, I'm creating a lot of weaknesses. You know, these squares speak to me. They're weak. But it's a brilliant move by Gobble Roll Mops. He really knows his stuff. yeah, I mean... Knight F5. I played the best move. You take. I take. Wolf Blitzer. E4 is possible, but not necessary. Knight C6. Queenside castles. And now, again, the best possible move by black. Rook C8. Jesus Christ, dude. And my move is a novelty. F takes E5. Best is G4 immediately. I just didn't know how I'm going to meet Knight D4. But I have G2. I didn't like honestly leaving that exchange sack, you know, floating around. Let's check this variation. I didn't like leaving my C3 knight unprotected. So, you know, this, check this out. Queen A5. This is insane. C takes D4, knight D5. Oh, obviously. If you see that, I'm immediately reporting you to Lee Chess for cheating. So good game, Roll Mops, sort of. You know, you handled the opening really well. I don't recommend Bishop G5 specifically because of this variation. But I thought I'd throw it out there to confuse you. And it didn't confuse you. He totally took it in stride. It's important that you don't transpose to the Najdorf, something you don't know. Hercules, welcome. Thanks for being a subscriber. Everybody, we're taking challenges 5 + X. And when I'm not playing 5 + X, playing random games. Okay, reduce this back. It's a short stream, 2 hours on Fridays. My coffee energy runs out, and then what happens? Once the coffee energy runs out, what happens to me? I have lessons. Yeah, okay. So Benko, I'm trying to learn the Benko. C takes B5. You know, A6 isn't forced. I don't like Bishop B7 though. People have played that against me, and I do not recommend playing that. Oh, you're gonna do this again? Oh yeah, we had this. Okay. Yeah, but I have options. Okay, Bishop A6. Option 1. So Queen A5. Queen A5 here. What does that do? This is like a mainline Benko. Just in case no one's familiar. Reducer seems like he's confused. This is the main line of the Benko, the old main line of the Benko. Also, I don't have to take on F1. There's some interesting alternatives, perhaps. So I don't know how bad the Benko is, main old line. You know, we can play it. Did I play this against you before? Queen B6 is most common, but this is my My secret society. And there is, wait, what? There's what? My name is what? Queen B7? If I play Queen B7, do you have E5? Would you even want to do that? Well, anyway. You count as a subscriber because you got a gift sub. Hercules. Some people have been generous and sponsored gift subs. Subscribers are subscribers. It doesn't matter if you're a gift sub, you subscribed yourself, you did a prime sub. Subscriber is a subscriber in my book. So I don't know, A4, that looks good. I mean, A4 is kind of a standard move. I don't know. This position deep enough. I'm sitting here worrying about bishop g5. I'm going to have queen takes b2. He can't play bishop g5. I mean, he can play it, but it's terrible because of queen takes b2. So, alright. Nothing wrong with the Benko. I find it very hard to play this accepted. My score is 0-1 with white. With white, that is. With black, I played the Benko like one tournament game, or maybe two, in my life, but there were some transpositions from the King's Indian style move order. I was always influenced by this game from Zurich, the famous tournament in Zurich, where Paul Kyrgios played a delayed Benko. Benko is worth playing. I think it's good. I don't understand why no one plays it. If I didn't hate Chessable, I'd make a Chessable course. But I'm thinking of starting something else. You know, I haven't decided what to do yet. This is the year. We're going to do something else. So, we could start a Substack. We could start a Patreon. Or maybe something else. I need a way of sharing my knowledge and creating content without supporting things like Chessable or chess.com. Bishop g5. It's a one-trick pony. Of course, this handicaps my rook. I wouldn't mind my rook going to b8, right? You know, my queen on b7, it creates some problems. That's a weird choice. Maybe not. So I'm down a pawn. Who cares? I understand a lot more about chess since the old days when I first considered playing the Benko back in as far as the 80s. I don't think white's queen is too well placed on b3. There's also this diagonal. Nothing bad could happen there. Right? It's really tempting to go for that. Black's pieces are great. You know, we have great coordination. But the problem is I don't know if I have a threat here. One problem is that I don't know if I have a threat. No, F5 also, not like necessarily here, but in general. I mean, I could play f5, but f5 is better with a rook on f8. What'd you do? Rook a3? Okay. That's a good move. That is a good move. Good mops. Mr. Good Mops. I feel like I'm drifting without a plan momentarily. I must have had better. Rook a6 is very hesitant. He's getting better of me in this queen situation. Hey, did I miss c4 last move? No. No, I missed c4 right away. I'm an idiot, of course. God damn it, I had c4, of course. Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? This is really annoying. German mops. No, I mean it's a pickled herring, a roll mops. And mops, not just mops, but roll mops. F3 always brings back these horrifying flashbacks to my, oh my god, my Jefferson game from the World Senior Team Championship 2 years ago. How do you get, how do you get the opponent to move all those pawns forward? I was like an idiot with white. I let this happen to me. He tricked me into like moving all my pawns forward. And then afterwards you're like, oh man, I'm such a dumbass. How could I do that? You don't realize when it's happening, you know what I mean? Like one pawn move I can deal with. I can do g3, f3, no problem. Then you have to do h3, then h4, then g4. Next thing you know, like all of your pawns are weak. You're like, what the hell am I doing? Wow. Screw this, man. Bishop's not doing anything anyway on g7. Alright. So here we sacrifice a piece. Now, the question is, which piece? I can sacrifice the knight on d5, or I can sacrifice the rook on e6. Knight on d5, queen d5, bishop takes f4. And then wait. Bishop f4, pawn takes e6, rook takes e6, knight e4. That's very annoying. Do I have an alternative here? I mean, I don't have to sacrifice. I could just not sacrifice anything. For example, rook e8. Bishop f4, pawn takes e6, rook takes e6. Knight takes d5, queen takes d5, bishop takes f4, queen takes d7. I don't know. Both moves were possible. Uh-huh. Black's really well coordinated. Troll mops. Yeah, he calculates. He calculates. Boy, F4 looks hard to defend. There was another interesting move there. My name is Luca. Gobble troll mops. No way. Jose. Oh no. So he was better. Well, I mean, he's supposed to be better. I missed the win earlier. Wow. Wasn't a bad game, but there was some blunders. I made a huge blunder at one point, and he made a bunch of blunders. So the game was good until a point where we reached this is only been played in a couple of games. Chiba Tibor. Not familiar. This guy was my teammate for one season, Jablonski. He only played a couple of games. A Slovak IM or FM. I think his father is a player. Okay. So A4 novelty. This variation is often reached by black playing queen b6, queen b7. So it really doesn't matter. Like the game there, Bareyev Chernin, 1995. That game is 30 years old, but it was played by a different move order. Chernin played queen b6, and then queen b7, not queen c8 and queen b7. It doesn't really make a difference. Although I feel queen c8 may be better, because if you play queen c8, you leave the b6 square for the knight. And you might choose to play like knight b6 at some point, rather than queen b7. Well, I mean, you know, you can leave your queen on c8 and decide what to do later. So a4, this is exactly the game from 2024. Yeah, and so Jablonski did the obvious move, you know, rook b8, and that's probably best. And now white plays the standard rook a3. So my move is a novelty, knight e8. He can't play bishop g5 because b2 is hanging. He can play bishop g5. Whoa. Oh, that's crazy. Sorry. So the engine wants to play it anyway, claiming that I now have a problem. Very interesting. Let's check this out. Queen b4, rook b1, queen a5, bishop takes e7, bishop takes e3, rook b5. Queen takes a4, queen takes a4, rook takes a4. So it looks like I'm going down the exchange. Rook takes c3, knight ef6, bishop f8, king f8. I'm down the exchange, but I'm winning the e4 pawn. Knight d2. I'm not winning the e4 pawn. Whoa. All forced. Rook a2, knight c4. This entire variation is forced. Holy shit. Rook e3, rook takes f2 check, king g1, and then the eye-opening knight to d2. A double exchange sacrifice. King takes f2, knight takes c4. Holy crap, that's cool. Double exchange sacrifice. 2 knights versus 2 rooks for 2 pawns. And that's all forced according to the engine. If you had the opportunity to play a GM 5 hours every day, but he gets to be white every game, and he plays the London every game, would you still play him? No. No, probably not. It was tempting, but no. That's a little too much. Not that interesting. You know, I reached a peak rating of 2470 something. So I almost was a GM. I mean, it's not that big a deal to play a GM. They're not that much stronger than me, necessarily. So it's not that big a deal, you know. I don't care. I'd rather play an IM who plays normal openings. All right, so we have more challenges or not? How can I improve this game? It's difficult to improve. But seriously, it looks like Jablonski's move is better. Okay, rook fb8, standard, rook a3. Then what do we do? He can also go knight b5. So that's why I played knight e8 at the end of the day. Knight e8, h4, h6, knight e8, h4. That's also dangerous. Well, anyway, this isn't my main line, anyway. It's just I wanted to throw that out there, you know. I wanted to throw that out there. So I just played this because I think he was prepared for me. Instead of bishop takes a6, it's not our main move. e6 is interesting, by the way. It's a kind of... It's funny, like in all my years playing this opening... Well, I mean, I don't play knight takes b5, so... e6... d takes e6, f takes e6. What is this? Like a weird kind of... Why doesn't white have like something sharper? White doesn't have any good moves here. e3, d5, knight f3. Yeah, this is also interesting. Well, anyway, okay, the bottom line is that a takes b5, knight takes b5. It's not played very commonly. I don't know. Rusa just picked this up. But this move is not... It's probably the best move, but it's still not dangerous. The bottom line is that the Zaitsev variation just isn't that good for white. Probably. The computer likes it. So maybe he's playing it because the engine likes it. I don't know though, if you push, I can't believe the Zaitsev is like the number 2 move according to Stockfish. E3 is number 1. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a caveman. The Benko's not bad, you know. It's not bad. I want to play it. Especially since it's not trendy. Yeah, I mean, I got to 2470 mid-tournament in a tournament in 2003. It was the beginning of 2003. Like February 2003. And then I didn't really appreciate like how good my elo was, and I should have like been more careful. But I was in a very difficult personal relationship at that time. I had a very problematic personal life, and everything was about to basically like collapse. So that's why I mean, it's not just about chess. You know, my personal life was a disaster when I reached my peak in 2003. So I never was able to recover for various reasons, you know. But I was very close. Like in 2003, Hikaru's stepfather thought I was going to get a GM norm in that tournament where I was up to 2470. Hikaru made his final norm in the tournament and beat me in the penultimate round. But earlier in the tournament, I was leading, and Sunil said that he thought I was going to win the tournament and make my first GM norm. You know, the world would have been different, you know, a little bit. I probably would have been a grandmaster, because if I had made a GM norm in that tournament, I would have been motivated, you know. All right. But it's easy to second guess, you know, history. So, anyway, I'm not scared or impressed by grandmasters necessarily. We beat a grandmaster every year. Some are very strong. I mean, obviously, some are much stronger than others. There's a lot of grandmasters these days. Rudra Magician. So I'm just throwing out a rapid game. Mudra. Mudrock. Is anybody out there? Join us from the hourly arena. Mudrock. D6 or G6? I'm not playing knight C6. I hate the Rossalimo. That's all we're doing now. You know, it's either G6 or D6. We've got a lot of this lately. I have an interesting line. Yesterday we had this exact game. So one of my students came up with this. This is his suggestion. Very rarely played. You trade on D4 and then play knight F6. And this is the exact same game I had yesterday. Interesting. By not castling, I had the option to play, you know, D6 or D5. So yesterday's game was bishop D3. We'll see what this opponent plays. It could get very sharp. It's like a Pierce. He played bishop E3. That's new. Interesting. You know, maybe I play this differently now. Maybe I don't play D5. He's reinforcing D4. Okay, I have options. Even B6 is, well, looks a little weird. Knight C6 is probably bad. David Norwood. D5. If D5, E5, knight E4. Bishop D3. Bishop F5. His D4 is reinforced. Maybe Bishop E3 is good. He made me not want to play D5. I haven't looked at this. Yesterday's game, quite different. How about A6 now? A6 and B5. A6. I'm a little concerned. A6, E5. That's not a problem. I don't know. Knight C6 is normal. So knight C6. This guy's in 1945, by the way. 1800 Blitz. He's played the opening very well. Now bishop C4. Nope. I was hoping for bishop C4. Okay, so A6, I guess. We play A6 and B5. on the queen side. Only on the queen side. So you can't play h4 if you played h3. I don't know. He's what's he doing? He's gonna checkmate me with bishop h6 at castle queen side. Not afraid. We're not afraid of bishop h6, castle queen side. This is like a Pierce, but it's not. Bishop c4. Maybe bishop c4 is not so bad. Okay. Yeah, this is the plan. A man, a plan, canal. Let's take over Panama. By giving white control to center, does it not become dubious for black? Well, I mean, your question is basically, is hypermodern chess good or not? You know. By giving white control to center, I mean, he has pawns in the center, but his setup isn't that aggressive. I think there's a big difference about how his pieces are placed and whatnot. Not all like ideal pawn centers are equal. So here's a question: where to go with this knight? David Norwood style with knight a5. Basically a Roy Lopez. Knight e5 is interesting. Knight e5. Knight b8. Which way do we go? I have b4. Holy shit. b4. b4 and knight takes e4. Well, knight a5 threatening b4. If knight e5, I'm threatening b4. Say it again, Sam. I'm threatening b4. So b3 doesn't work. And that's that. That's what that is. So he did b4. Well, that's pretty obvious. He gave me no choice. So now what's up? Ruger Magician, 1944. So that's an interesting change in the position, no? Rudrock. A5. Woodrock. Knight d7. The e4 is very weak. You can't... Oh, he has knight, but he has knight d4 now. Okay, that's a serious issue. That cannot be tolerated. This is going to call for special measures. Special players. The Russians will bring special players at this point. This guy's really good for 1945. It was a good year. Yeah. Very consistently 1900. He's actually... played quite a solid game. I must have made some kind of inaccuracy. It feels like white's a little better. I'm not sure. He could have taken en passant on e6, and that's very sharp. This way he just keeps it kind of toned down. Although, am I threatening f5 here? It looks that way. f5 is a very serious threat now. Well, it was a serious threat. Now I'm not so sure. It's still a serious threat. Oof. Does he have something stupid like bishop g5? Oh, man. Bishop g5, queen c8. Doesn't work. This is quite sharp. Damn it, dude. He's finding every fucking move. That's very annoying. It does work. But it doesn't. This guy's awfully good. Queen b8. He's awfully good for his rating. Schleppo. Schlepso. Normally I don't play rated games in arenas on Fridays. What is Rudra? Somewhere in India? He's played a very consistent game. Okay, that was rook c6. So I think he made a big mistake there. Objectively. Mudra. No. How do I deal with this? F4. Like F4. F4, rook A7. Shit. Rook F7. His time? His play? Maybe I should have taken there. His time play is good. He's fast. Very good player for 1900. He's been very sensible. Okay. Yeah, that's not happening. Just principled move after principled move. The whole game. Very, very flowing. Play by white. Very consistent, very good time play. I don't have enough compliments for this guy. He still might be worse, but he's been, for the amount of time, you know, very solid throughout. This is very scary now. I could be lost after this move. Wow. Hopefully not. But it looks bad. Jesus Christ. Engine? I don't know. Probably not. Just lucky? More than luck. I think I'm screwed here. What am I going to do? E4? It's terrible. Wow. Queen d3. I have to play rook h8. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable, dude. I don't know, man. First game I play in an hourly arena, and immediately the 1900 plays like a GM. That's why I don't like rated games. So suspicious, dude. I'm just lost, right? Of course. It's ridiculous, dude. You're playing the moves instantaneously. He's not even making an attempt to, like, hide it. Whatever. I will report you if you cheated. No doubt. Mate. Mm-hmm. He lost to a 1900 a minute ago, 2 days ago. Yeah, this is really hard to see. Analysis board. Check out this guy's game. That's cheating. That's a cheater, 100%. 100%, you just cheated. 2 inaccuracies the whole game. And you're 1800. That's so sick, dude. Bro, he's 1800 and he played a 1-1 18 cent upon loss game with no inaccuracies. What do you want me to say, you know? Do you think that that player can play games like that on a regular basis? He just happens to play like that against me? Come on. It was like perfect. He played a perfect game. I mean, without one inaccuracy the whole game. Of course he's cheating because he had a chance to win like 100 rating points. So sick. Look at the statistics, man. There's no way, you know, that happens. Yeah, there's a 1% chance he didn't cheat. Okay, whatever. That's why I don't play in hourly arenas with my streaming account. It's just every time they're gonna go after you. People who don't even like often cheat will cheat. It doesn't happen that often, you know, honestly. It's enough that I generally am willing to play rapid arenas. But this game, yeah, I don't think so, dude. I would be like 98% sure he cheated. He's not strong enough to play that fast and accurately. Fast, accurate, perfect. You know, he played a perfect game. Even this 1400 is now playing extremely well. Maybe he saw the last game. I don't know, but I would be 98% sure my last opponent cheated. Yes, of course, it's possible he didn't cheat. There's a small chance. Because if he wasn't cheating, he would be like 2300 at least. You know, if he was 2300, I have no problem with his play. At least 2200. You know, but come on with the 1900, 1800 stuff. And rapid ratings are actually inflated compared to Blitz. This guy's decent for 1400, but he's playing too fast. You can see. Can't believe I lost 100 points. It'll take me like forever to get them back. Fuck. The problem with people is like even people who don't normally cheat will cheat when they're given the opportunity to like win 100 points in one game. There's too much of a rating differential that increases the motivation for them to cheat just way too much. Plus I'm a streamer. That sucks. He made no mistakes the whole game. Whatever. If this guy took his time, he would probably be like, you know, at least 1800. But he's playing this like it's a 2-0 game. Even in romance, my AI girlfriend cheated on me. I could just tell you like the statistical likelihood of an 1900 playing a perfect game. How many games out of 10 are they going to play? You know, how many games out of 50 is an 1900 going to play that accurately on the first try against a title player? You know, very low percentage chance. In that situation, exactly. Just when he has a chance to beat a player 100 rating points higher, he happens to outperform his expectations by playing like a almost flawless game. Extremely low. People normally would fall victim to pressure. They'd be nervous. Oh, I'm playing a player who's 500 points higher. They'll make more mistakes, not less. They make more mistakes typically. And this guy makes 0. Very confident, very fast. Played the opening perfectly. You know, this is annoying that black won't resign here. You're wasting our time. C4, I guess. He plays super fast so he can waste our time later. Alright, I just complained about everything. I'm not here to play hourly arenas. I just did this because I had no other challenges. Whatever. Now I had oof. Yeah, you can almost it's not just the random 1800. You can almost never prove anybody's cheating. How can you prove it? You know, how can you prove it? Beyond a shadow of a doubt, you cannot prove people are cheating. I can't prove that Hans was cheating online, you know. But everybody, you can draw some conclusions from statistics and stuff like that. I've talked a lot about cheating on my stream. This guy's not a cheater. He's just 1400, but plays too fast. He should be a little higher, objectively. But he doesn't resign, which is very annoying. You're annoying, dude. It's an arena. You get more points for the more games you play and whatnot. You know, so it doesn't make sense to drag it out. You should just resign. Play another game, Schnoofy. Oof. Stalemate. He doesn't resign down all of his pieces. You're down all your pieces, bro. Are you gonna mate me? Stalemate me. God, this guy's irritating. So rook e6 is a draw. You gonna give him a draw? No? So I lost to a cheater, a likely cheater, and I play a 1400 who won't resign. God, I love hourly arenas. Wow. This is so annoying. Please just resign. Please resign. At least he's not like stalling. He could stall and just like sit there for 6 minutes. Let's see what my last opponent did. Oh no, he left. Yeah. No, wait. He's not playing again. No, he left after that game. Wait. Oh no. Oh no, he lost. Check this out. He lost to a 1600. He lost to a 1600 after beating me. No way. Holy shit. He dropped his central pawn in 4 moves. Watch this. So this is the same guy who played a perfect game against me. Knight b1. Check this out. This is the same guy, literally, who just played a perfect game against me. The game after he beat me in a perfect game. So you tell me if he's cheating or not. He just lost in 15 moves to a 1600, dropping his queen after dropping his central pawn and dropping the whole game. How is that the same player that just played a perfect game against me? Yeah, exactly. He just drops his central pawn on move 5. And he drops a piece. He drops a piece and his queen at the same time. It's unbelievable. I should definitely report this guy. I rarely report people, but it looks too obvious to me. That's always a bad sign when they're a member of the Austin Grandmaster team. I've noticed. Almost always a bad sign when players are a member of this team. For some reason. Yeah, I mean, that's just gross, dude. You know? He only lost 10 points for losing to a 1600. Dude, you're so gross. Welcome for the points. Disgusting. It's been a while since I got any points back from a cheater. Imagine you're like pumped up, you just beat an IM, you played a perfect game, and you drop all your pieces and lose. I mean, what is he trying to show, that he's not a cheater or something? Is he overcompensating now? Because it's so overcompensating that it's like, it's like you're making a case against yourself, you know? You're even making yourself more suspicious by losing so stupidly the very next game, you know? It doesn't make any sense. He just wanted the points. He got like an 80-point gain or something, even though he lost to a 1600. That's why strong players won't play in these arenas. You know, does anybody else wonder? Why am I the only title player in this hourly arena? Because nobody wants to risk like someone cheating against them. I won't play in classical for sure. Because that's like game over. Rapid and Blitz I will play. Classical is like suicide. The other thing about classical is if people cheat against you, say someone cheats against me and they get like 50 points, it's going to take me like years to get those points back in classical. At least in rapid, I can get 100 points back in one day. Ruger Magician in the chat said, I just smoked and I... Did you see that, guys? He even said it in the chat. Yeah. No, he's definitely getting reported. After that. We'll report. Look through his games and see, you know, how many games has he played at 18 cent a pawn loss with no inaccuracies in the last, say, 20 games. I'll make a bet, you know, that he's not cheating on a regular basis and he just cheated against me. And you're not going to find any other examples where he played like a perfect game. I'd be willing to wager. It's not often you play an hourly arena and you get a chance to gain like 80 or 60 points in one game. Then he brags about it in the chat, which I think is a mistake. Because you're just going to make me more angry. Yeah, I might let it go. You aborted 4 in a row. It times you out. I'm sorry? Times you out for aborting too many games. Aborting games? I don't understand what you mean. You mean like leaving an arena? You're not like aborting rated games, are you? You're just like leaving. I don't understand what you mean. Finding game and then not playing, but is it casual or rated? Are you talking about casual or rated? Rated? Yeah, dude, because you're like tanking your rating on purpose. Of course, dude, that's cheating. Chucky, that's just... Or you mean like the game didn't start? Oh, the game didn't start and you're aborting. Yeah, well, that's annoying. Why would you do that? Don't do that. You mean you're aborting a game? Yeah, you're like... No, but it's like you're handpicking your opponents. You're like opponent shopping or something like that. Of course that's annoying. They should time you out for that. That's unsportsmanlike. I fully support them. They got banned? Oh, because they were obvious cheaters and they got banned? Really? I didn't know that Lee Chess banned obvious cheaters. You must have a good track record. I gave up reporting people a long time ago. No, but if you play in hourly arenas, there are sometimes these people who are so dumb, they like cheat every game in a row, and everyone in the chat can see they're cheating. You know? And they're so stupid that they just continue to do it. Right. No, this guy is like, I just smoked an IM, and then he lost to a 1600. Hung all of his pieces 2 minutes later. Is he overcompensating, or is he really that bad? Whatever. Wow. That almost works. Muho Miho is scary, you know. He's also overconfident. 99% of players are overconfident. No, if they're 1400, they do that in the arenas a lot. Yeah. They do that a lot. People are noobs, you know. Some 1400, he's like winning an hourly arena. He won every single game. Dude, nobody would ever figure out that you're cheating. I mean, the really annoying ones are the ones that they sort of carefully, you know, pick and choose when they cheat. There's an art form to it. You can't really detect those. It's going to take me like a week to get my rating points back. This is embarrassing. Thank God my other account is like 2,700. I mean, dude, do you know how much money Lichess got? Did you see that? How much they got in donations last month? $80,000 in donations. So I'll tell you this. If they get $80,000 in 1 month in donations, they better have fucking anti-cheating, you know, in place. I hope they're not giving away their money, you know, to people cheating in the monthly or the weekly, you know, titled arena or whatever. If you're gonna reinvest that money in the site, then invest it in like cheater detection or something. That's a lot of donations. I mean, DeBalt will be like, "Whoa, we have a lot of expenses in hosting." Yeah, $80,000 a month. I don't think so. They need to reinvest. I should trade pieces there. I'm only up a limited amount of material. They ought to have decent cheat detection if they're pulling in $80,000 a month. I'd rather have good cheat detection than stupid blogs about, you know, all kinds of bullshit. Yeah, I mean, but the problem is, again, like, nobody can detect people who aren't cheating in a consistent way. You know what I mean? Unless you have, like, you know, spyware installed on their computer or something like ICC used to do, which obviously Lichess is not going to do. See if they're running another program while they're, you know, it's practically impossible to know if they're cheating or not. You can only use statistics and obvious, you know. Is my queen trapped yet? Obvious signs. I think my queen is trapped. No? No, not this time. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm going to quit this arena. I'm pissed off about losing that game. That sucks. Hope I'm not getting checkmated. You know, I don't know what to say. I haven't reported anyone in ages. Because I just kind of gave up. The other thing that's weird is that they used to give back points. And they never give me points back. Even the rare occasion in the last 6 months, maybe once or twice, when I reported someone and they got banned, I got like a response that said, "Thanks for reporting," or whatever. I never get my points back. You know, what happened to that? They don't give points back? You have to trigger the analysis? I'm triggered. This guy won't resign. Stalemate. Signing off. Well, thanks. We had a big turnout today. I love how the guy had to put it in the chat, though. So it makes you wonder. He didn't just do it. He did it for the fame. Rudra Magician. But I like at the end how he didn't play Queen G6 right away. He played knight e4 first and then Queen G6. You have to go to the Discord server and pray to the mods to give the rating back. That's stupid. I'm not going to beg people for my rating back. And the other thing is it needs to be consistent. You know, some people are going to get the rating back and others aren't. Because that's statistically unfair, you know. If you're going to give some people their rating points back, you have to give everyone the rating points back. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. 1,700. Maybe I should abort if I don't like the look of their statistics. Joined 2 years ago. That's good. I'd like to see when people have, if people have at least like a year or two. You should probably just abort against anyone who doesn't have at least 2 years. Their account hasn't been active for 2 years. You're inciting violence against our viewers. To be fair, this is the first blatant cheater I've had in a while. And again, I'm only 98% sure. But that's enough for me. In my world, that's the death penalty. 98% sure you cheated, you get the death penalty. My cheat detection is like the Iranian regime. I have knight g5. What am I fucking around here? Why am I fucking around here? Zero tolerance. Yeah, I used to include little messages back in the day, 5 years ago, when I would report someone. I would say, please give me my rating please give my rating points back to bot. Please. I promise to be good. I won't ask for improvements in the site. Please. Give me the points back. Ma'am. Ma'am. So, Queen f3, h6, bishop d5. Queen f3 is a good way to get my queen trapped, by the way. But I think it'll be fun. Getting my queen trapped, it's no big deal. I'm just getting my queen trapped. Bishop f5. Bishop d5, sorry. The other bishop d5. Oh no, my queen's trapped. Okay. Mud Rock. Mr. Key Rock. Well, my queen's not trapped. I could technically go to d3. This guy has play too fast disease as well. Mr. Key Rock. Would you mind? So knight f5 check. That was the original plan. I guess he has king e6, which is kind of amusing. Because there I have bishop d5 check, which is still a good move, probably. I mean, no need to play it right away. This guy's an advanced player. His rook's hanging, by the way. It's hard to pronounce his name. Nefedov is challenging me. Mr. Key Rock. Okay. Please don't cheat. So I'm going to lose a piece now? This is so annoying. I have queen e5. Wow. I totally missed it. Is that important? Wait. This guy's not cheating. Thank you for not cheating. Nefedov. Alright. Pause tournament. I got a point back. Guys, I got to leave in 20 minutes. So we have time for like 2 games. You play the black pieces. Nefedov, are you cheating? Do you want some points? I lost 100 points today. That was a great game the computer played against me, by the way. What was his best move? No, it was interesting that he went for the attack with rook h4, because sacking the exchange with rook c6 was a very strong human positional sack, and he didn't go for it. I'm very curious to see what the engine says there. It's very possible that he played the best move. I was afraid of the wrong move, it turned out. Now, if I knew I was playing computer, I didn't sense I was playing an engine. I should have already been, like, concerned, but it doesn't matter, honestly. At that point, what are you going to do anyway? Kupraychik. Let's see, what are we going to do here? Kupraychik. Anti-Nefedov system. Activated. Guys, next stream will be Sunday. Thanks to Rollmops for the donation. I'd like to see some subscribers. I really need to do longer streams if I'm going to play like hourly arenas or whatever, but it's really depressing to get that cheater in the first game. Set the tone, you know what I mean? Let's set the tone. Nefedov is having connection problems. He must be on the loo. He's on the tube. Your opponent left the game. You can claim victory in 109 seconds. Yes. I can't wait to claim victory. It's a good thing I left that hourly arena to play Nefedov. Just for Nefedov. There he is. There he is. The favorite move. So what happens if I play knight a6? This is a question I have. Knight e6, knight c5. You're going to play g4? You're an animal. What if you play g4, I play rook c8, you play g5, and I sack my rook on c3? I told you guys a story about my friend from Poland who used to play Blitz and Harvard Square in the early 90s, and he's a pianist. He was a very, very good Blitz player, but he loved Kupraychik. He carried a little book of Kupraychik's games in his pocket, and one time on the train he showed it to me, his secret collection of Kupraychik games. That was like his hero. Okay, I mean, Kupraychik was what? He was Belarusian, right? He was Belarusian. He wasn't Ukrainian, right? Anyway, he died a few years ago, right? Fantastic tactician. We should do like a Mr. Slow memorial Thursday analysis. The Mr. Slow memorial, because Mr. Slow is no longer with us. I mean, obviously, like, he could take on a6. He must be tempted. Is anybody out there? I think I'm going to have to switch to another game like Red Dead Redemption. Seriously, I'm going to start streaming Red Dead Redemption back. I'm doing a lot of hunting these days. Takes, knight takes e4, bishop takes a6. So when do we play rook takes c3? Now? Later? Tomorrow? Nefedov's doing his normal dragon setup. Nefedov. I'm an animal. f4? I don't think he's going to go for f4. No more exchange sack. Well, I can sack the exchange, but I can't get a pawn for it. But it's still important, conceptually. Basically a Nye, what is it called? Dragendorf. A Nye dragon. It's not a Dragendorf, it's a Nye dragon. I refuse to develop my bishop from f8. If you're just going to go, you know, bishop h6 or whatever. Knight b3. Ooh. What's that about? Knight b3. I don't like that. He wants to trade pieces. The Nye dragon. Knight a4. It's a Nye dragon. Yeah, he has a4 now. Kind of an annoying move. He didn't do it. I don't know. Nefedov doesn't like a4. He had the chance yesterday, too. And he still didn't do it. He's like anti... He's very anti-a4 for some reason. Unclear why. I think I screwed up now. Yeah, I did that. I up to screwed. We might have to do some extreme insanity here. Crazy. Crazy shit. Just for Nefedov. No, it's okay. It's not that crazy. I mean, if he plays that, I'll do that. He played e5? What? What? What in the world are you doing? Nye dragon. Magician robot. Oh, fuck. That's our friend. That must be the bot account of the guy who cheated against me. Wow, that's really weird. Check that out, because the other thing is a magician. There's like Rudra Magician. And now there's a magician bot challenging me. Check this out. Dude, you're just begging to get banned. He's seriously begging to get banned. Wow. Why can't I open that? Okay, open in a split view. Magician robot. Number 1 King of the Hill, number 1 in Horde. Holy fuck. Is that just a coincidence? Oh my god. That's very strange. Because the account that cheated against me was called a Magician too. What is Nefedov doing here? Knight e4? There are no coincidences, right? Right, Shocky? Bro, what are you doing? We out of here. Is anybody still here? Yeah, I'm gonna play rated bots. Are you serious? But I've got to make a note of that because I can use that as more evidence against you. I'll follow you. I can do an investigation. If you're that account that cheated against me, your account is in big trouble, bro. Because I will detect you. Definitely. Big mistake. So Nafidav's big idea was this, apparently. Okay. Yeah, I think e6 is a good move too. He could sack the exchange. Good thing Nefidav's not a computer. He just plays one on TV. Now I have bishop f8. An enterprising pawn sacrifice. But I have a 5-on-3 majority on the king's side. That's not an issue. I would think that would be an issue. Just a minor issue. He has a tactic. Bishop c6, bishop takes c5. Oops. Shit. His bishop takes c5. 5-pronged kingside majority. You triple pawns never hurt anyone. Oh man, I don't want to give you back control of c4 or whatever. Wow. Immediately targeting me. Another tactic that works. Always with the tactics that work. I hate that. Keeps making these threats that work. So annoying. Rook takes f5 check. Seriously. Unbelievable. Oh, I could have played bishop e4 there. That's a good move. We'll do that now. That should seal it. Seal the deal. The seal of deals. Look at him setting up more cheapos. Rook f5 check. This is unbelievable. Oh no, bishop f4. An inspired attempt by Nefidov. Nils, do I know you? Oh, Nefida was winning. He had a winning move. After his crazy sacrifice. So e6 I said was a good move. It wasn't. I could have played bishop f6. The computer wants me to play bishop e6. I didn't really want to do that, but it's okay. It's okay. I can do this and then, probably play bishop f6. Nefidov has compensation. But e6 doesn't work because he has queen takes d7. Well, this is another exchange sack. I said he has an exchange sack. I just expected him to do it the other way. This isn't an exchange sack, though. Actually, no. He's getting two bishops there. So I was looking at rook takes f7, king takes, so that's my problem. Okay. This was the exchange sack, and that's speculative, right? This way he gets two bishops, so this is winning. Wow. Bishop c4, e6, this is just winning. He had one chance to knock me out. What about the opening? Bishop d7, bishop e2. And nobody plays knight a6 here. So it's a new move. It's not good, apparently. What could go wrong with knight a6? He has knight b5 there. So he had knight b5 on a couple of moves to go after my a7. Knight a6 is no good. So what should you do here? I remember this being a move. Okay, that's weird. An e6, I think, is the main move. But basically, Nefidov would be happy with that. Guys, I have to go. Nils, subscribe, please. I'll talk to you soon. I saw you on Discord. Made me think of you the other day. I know you like, playing video games. Play some chess, maybe, from time to time. But anyway, guys, nice. Thanks for cheating, cheater. And I will be back on Sunday with Sunday simul, classical simul. So thanks, guys, for following. Follow from Cool5460. Nils is back to subscribe. Subscribe now. Come on. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go teach some noobs how to play chess. And so we'll be back on Sunday. Nice to see Shaki. Thanks for tuning in. Shaki actually is not a subscriber. You're not a subscriber. Oh my God. Give that man a subscription.